I thought I would like to retire from my family business. I was 43, 44 years at that
Okay.
point of time. And when I started Vini again, I was 48. I have a mantra called Prayatna, Pratna, Pratiksha and Parivartan.
Hello and welcome to The Print. This is Priya Gulati, and today we are in Ahmedabad to meet the man who single handedly disrupted the deodorant sector. Yes, we're talking about Fogg, and I'm joined by the man himself, Mr. Darshan Patel. Sir, welcome to The Print.
Hello, thank you.
Sir, before we talk about the brand, before we talk about the deodorant market, I first want to tell our viewers, tell our audience, how was your journey like? Were you born in an entrepreneurial family, or were you the first one to take up this profession?
No, I was born in my entrepreneur family only. My father was a pharmacist, used to run a pharmaceutical company. And way back in 1985, I joined the family business in Paras Pharmaceutical, and I was assigned to look after marketing in 1985. And my first brand knowledge came with the brand called Move, which was a big back pain reliever, and it took me 7 years to learn marketing. So I learned that thing. What is marketing? Marketing is about stealing market share from others. So I learned that thing around 92, 93. I got my first lesson of how to go and position your product versus the competition. And at that time, my real journey started. And from 93 till today, I've been have created many household brands in India, and Fog is one of them.
What inspired you to create Fogg? Like, what was the point? What gap you identified in the market, and you thought that I'm gonna come up with this?
See, uh, the story goes back by 2011 when January, when we were looking for to enter the deodorant category, and at that point of time we were just mapping the market and who were the leaders and what all brands were there, and looking to the overall market, there was not a place for one more deodorant brand, because there were many brands like X was there, Wildstone was there, Setwet was there, which was created by me only, which was number two brand in India at that point of time. So there were many brands there. Nivea was there, and I have a law. If consumer says seven name in a category, I don't enter into that category. And there were five, six name top of the mind with consumer. So I thought there is no place for me. But that category was growing 20, 30% year on year. And I started my Vini in 2010, which was more for personal care, because I started with a thought that I'll be in the category of look good, smell good, and smell good deodorant was the real category. And I said, let me think over. Then we initiated a research, all India research, just to understand what is there in the mind of consumer about deodorant. And to our surprise, after say 4 months of research, we found that for consumer, it is the best smelling product is the best thing for them. And they used to say advertising of all other brands. And they said there is no difference between one to another, because there was no difference between one to another. And the format of the whole category was one simple format. It was a gas-based, aerosol-based category. So we thought of, and within that research, there was a dissatisfaction, which was their can was getting over very fast because of 55% of gas into that aerosol product. Gas disappears very fast. It doesn't work for consumer. It just goes to the atmosphere. So whatever they were consuming, only 50% of stuff was being used for themselves. Remaining was going on air. So we thought, can we create a product which is without gas and see how consumer react to that thing. So we developed that product, went back to consumer, and in research, at least we got a sense that yes, there were around 8-10% of consumer which were happy looking to no gas body spray because they were seeing value for money there. So we created a campaign for Fog, just went and positioned. It was no gas perfume body spray. And that journey started from 16th December 2011. And from that day till now, there is no looking back. And Fog has created a history. It has become number one brand with in India. Even Fog is now available in 102 countries. Either we are number one or number two in few countries outside India also.
So when you entered the market, like you said that if a customer can list down 6-7 brands, you don't enter that particular category. Now, when you entered Fog, it was dominated by, let's say, Nivea, Axe, and so many more players, right?
Yes.
And you created this product. You're like, okay, there's a demand. People feel that the gas in the deodorants, it gets over very quickly. So you said, okay, this is a gap. I'm going to create a product which caters to that problem. Now, but still, even if you have a brilliant product, it also comes down to marketing and your market strategy to compete with these established players. What was that strategy?
See, I'm a great believer of mental availability and physical availability. So, my journey for Fog, my journey started with creating mental availability at the consumer mind and physical availability at the distribution level. So, we invested very heavily, being a small company also at that point of time. Uh, we hired more than 350 people, 300 people who used to go and create our distribution. And every 3 months, 6 months, we used to add those number of people in our sales team. And it was a effort of our sales team and my whole team, which created the distribution from Jammu to Kanyakumari, from Gujarat to Guwahati. And in a span of, say, 3 years' time, we were number two by 2013 after, and got around 10% of market share. So it goes hand in hand. You need to invest at both the places. At the consumer mind place also, you need to heavily advertise your product, and you need to have distribution also perfect, because India is such a huge country. You need to have your distribution, physical distribution.
I know it will be very difficult because Fog has so many variants. Do you have a specific, like a favorite which you use?
I use Fog Marco.
Okay.
That is one of my favorite. Uh, then I have one more which is my favorite, which is Fog Royal. Now, another 15 days time, we are going to create new some new fragrances from Fog also, because last, say, 2-3 years, uh, we were just researching which type of new fragrance can work in India, and that work is over. So next 15-20 days, we will roll some new fragrances into Fog also.
So another thing, in India, it's a very a normal slang to ask, "और क्या चल रहा है?" right? And today it has come if कोई भी ऐसे पूछता है कि और क्या चल रहा है, तो out of fun, the first answer is "Fog Chal Raha Hai." Sir, what was the brain behind this line "और क्या चल रहा है"? It was just a very simple ad, but it created an uproar, and even today it has a very strong recall value. So how did you come up with that?
See, we were in Hyderabad and we were visiting retail shops, and at that point of time, I'm talking around, say, 2015, around 2015, and in my retail visit, I used to go and ask retailers कि Dio में क्या चल रहा है, and they used to say Fog चल रहा है. So I visited around, say, 10 to 12 shops, retail shops in different areas in Hyderabad. So everybody used to say, because Fogg was number one at that point of time, and they used to say, Sir, Fogg Chal Raha Hai, Sir, Fogg Chal Raha Hai. So we took that insight. Then I briefed my advertising agency. I said, Ki, I know Fogg Chal Raha Hai. My shopkeeper knows Fogg Chal Raha Hai. Let us go and tell Indian consumer Fogg Chal Raha Hai. So that was the insight we got from market only. It was a simple thing, and uh, it's like कि हम जब भी मिलते हैं क्या चल रहा है is a obvious question. So within that thing, that obvious question and a obvious answer of Fogg Chal Raha Hai.
Right. So you have created many mass brands, you know. What is the secret? Like, how do you understand the consumer preference so well? Like, what is the secret behind creating these mass products?
See, for that you need to really go and talk to consumer. You need to understand what they are missing in their life, or what is there which they would like to add to their life to become a comfortable life or good life or anything. And we have a way to go and dissect a category. So I always go and do some disruption at the category level. And I have a thing ki either you differentiate or you die. So I have a philosophy, okay, I would like to create something different. If it works at consumer level, it is good for me. I create a new category from there. Or if it doesn't work, if I'm going to do Me Too type of thing, I'm going to die. So better die with something different, new
Right.
ideas. And if it works for you. And 80% of time it has worked for.
So if you talk about Fogg's journey as a product, any challenges that this particular brand faced?
It was, see, challenges was into distribution. And first 2 years, 3 years, I was very worried about somebody stealing my idea. But thanks God, for first 3 years, there were nobody who's to think this is a great idea and this can become number one idea.
Right.
So otherwise in India, there are followers. Once they see this is working, everybody is ready to do Me Too type of thing. So they do Me Too type of thing. They go and price that thing lower, or they go and offer lot of discount at the trade level. So trade also pushes that thing. But I am a great believer ki once you have a consumer pool, you give a decent, good product, right? If you will spend everything into discounting your product, you are not going to give great product to the consumer. You need to get great product, great fragrance to consumer by which you can retain your consumer. Otherwise, they will use you once and they will throw you away.
Right.
So better how to retain that thing. You need to create loyalty, trust. That honesty has to be there,
Right.
which we adhere to.
So, as I mentioned earlier, that Fogg from a Kirana store to a supermarket, Fogg is present everywhere. How did you create this sort of distribution network? Because somewhere it is the backbone of this brand.
Yes. See, I told you earlier, you need to invest into distribution in India, because India I think there are 1 million mom and pop stores from where you can sell your deodorant or perfume body spray. We have reached to more than 750,000 stores. Still, we have to add another 200,000 stores, which we are adding year on year. So, what we do, we go and invest into people, we spread our distribution width, uh, and that width you require to invest into people. You need to retain the people also. You need to create a good team at the bottom level to reach India, and which we do, and which we have learned from my earlier experience also in my Paras days. Distribution, you need to have a good distribution. If you see all the multinational, they are great at distribution. So being an Indian company, I have to go and invest into distribution, which we do.
Right. So, you know, today's market, new brands come up, they advertise themselves in a certain way, and the audience somewhat gets tempted to give it a shot. In such a phase, how have you, how do you how do you make sure that the consumer comes back to you? The loyalty you were talking about, that you need to build customer loyalty. How did you build it for Fogg that consumers don't go for any other brand, but they return to
I told
pick
you,
your bottle?
I never compromise on the quality of juice or fragrance, right? So it's not about giving somebody a cheap product. Give somebody a value for money product, a good product. So, okay, this category has attrition of people going and trying some other product also, but they have to like that fragrance. If they will not like, they will come back to us. And if I see Fog has a loyalty of more than 60 to 65% of loyal user, which is a great thing for deodorant category. So, and you need to give them something new every 1 year, 2 years, which Fog has been doing that thing. So you will ask me ki, why you have this many variants, because fragrance is very subjective. A fragrance which you will like, somebody else will not like. So you need to give variety to them. You need to give a huge platter of fragrances to them by which they can create a choice out.
Right. So, how do you stay ahead of competition when it comes to international players like Unilevers and P&Gs? How do you stay ahead of them?
See, this I have been doing last 30 years. If you'll see, I have always fought with all big players. So it's not about staying ahead. It's about you have to think better than what they have been thinking, or you need to learn from them. What is the success, what brings success to these big companies? And if you see, they go and invest into their brands, they invest into distribution, they invest into research. So there is a learning from them also. So they have their own principles, so we understand those principles, we try to learn from them, and we adapt that particular.
Uh, I'll take you a little back to when you started Vini Cosmetics, right? Where, what was the, when you sold your first company, the pharma company? After that to Vini Cosmetics, how did the journey transpire? What motivated you? What was the idea behind creating Vini Cosmetics? And right now, how many products are you selling under that particular?
See, 2006, I thought I would like to retire from my family business, and for 3 years, I was not doing anything. I was just, I had a hobby of going back to nature. So I bought one, say, agricultural land. I used to go there every day morning for 3 years. I planted mango trees and sapota trees over there. But there is a research company with whom I work, and Wispy is his name. So Wispy, one fine day he came and met me in Ahmedabad. He asked me, Darshan, what you are doing now? I said, yeah, I am into agriculture now, enjoying my time. I am retired. He said, you are still young, and your mind is such that you can create some new ideas
I'm so
also.
sorry to cut you in between. How old were you at that point?
I was 43, 44 years at that
Okay.
point of time. And when I started Winnie again, I was 48. So he said me, ki, you should do something. Your mind is good. Sitting, doing nothing, doing agriculture, because for a tree to give you fruit, it is going to take 3, 4 years, and you are sitting idle doing nothing. So that gave me a push, and then I decided, okay, let me start again. So 2010 again, I went and I created a sales team of around 220 people. uh, I sent them to the field, and they used to ask me कि सर बेचेंगे क्या? मैंने बोला बेचना नहीं है, जाके मार्केट को बताओ कि वी आर बैक, वी आर गोइंग टू गिव यू न्यू प्रोडक्ट, न्यू आइडियाज, wait for those new product to come, and we'll create the distribution.
What was the first product you came up with, or were there like multiple products?
There were two, three dummy products to create the distribution because I never had Fog idea in 2010, but I had one powder which was white tone powder, which is still there.
Yeah.
And so that idea was there. So I said, "Ki, okay, everybody is giving a or using a powder which is meant for body, they are using for face. Let me give a powder especially for face." So we created a new formulation and we launched that particular.
And I remember White Tone picked up very quickly in the market. There were many takers.
Yes, there were many takers. So if I see White Tone has grown every year from 2010 till now, we are growing. But Fog journey was extraordinary because Fog came with such a velocity, right? It took over White Tone also, and our focus went more into Fog to grow Fog rather than to White Tone.
May I ask how many products, right, as of now you have under Vini Cosmetics?
Three products. One is White Tone, is a powder and cream. Fog is there, and we have Awesome, a body mist for female. These are the three.
And you said that Fogg's journey was extraordinary. What you think, like today, when you look back at this particular brand's journey, what it has done in the market, what do you think? What made it extraordinary?
I think variety, that was one, and the difference, it was no gas thing. So we were able to carve out 30, still there are 70% consumer you use gas-based thing, but there are 30% of consumer we were able to carve out from that whole category, and they are still there. So, and this category of no gas is growing every year. So we are getting few and few or more and more consumer towards no gas thing because everybody is looking from value point of view, performance point of view, and they're shifting from gas based to no gas based.
So, over the years, you have launched many successful brands. What piece of advice you give to new entrepreneurs, up and coming entrepreneurs who want to get into this particular category? Not just deodorant, but just to launch a new
See,
product.
I have a mantra called Prayatna, Pratna, Pratiksha and Parivartan. So
Prayatna, Pratna,
Pratiksha and Parivartan. So any new idea, you need to go and try. You need to work on that thing day in, day out. And that conviction has to be with you first. Ki yes, I'll be able to win consumer with this idea with me. Consumer takes time to come to your idea. They don't come overnight. It takes time. So you need to be persistent enough और यू नीड टू वो प्रयत्न करते रहना चाहिए काम करते रहो प्रयत्न करते रहो
right?
देन यू हैव टू प्रे गॉड ऑल्सो because you need blessing of God to become successful also, and you should have patience. A good idea takes time with resources, a time where you will get lot of consumer towards you, but you have to wait for that time to happen. So for Fog also it happened after 2.5 years. So okay, every year there was a growth, every month there was a growth, but real growth started happening after 2.5 years.
So for those 2.5 years, when the product was growing but slowly growing, and after that I think it saw an exponential growth. How did you like? Did a thought of, did a doubt come in your mind that maybe it will not work, or
Never,
how will
never,
I be able
never.
to complete?
From first day, I'll tell you, from say first 4 months only we got the confidence that yes, we have a great idea with us and a great product with us which consumer will love, because we started selling per month. So if I see December 2011 it was 1,50,000 can, January it was 2,40,000 can, February it was 4,50,000 can, and fourth month we had a order of 1.1 million can, and that gave us a confidence. Yes, we are sitting with a big idea. Let us grow this thing. But in India, as you say, distribution, you need to grow your distribution. It doesn't happen overnight. So parallelly, we started working on distribution, pushing our product to deeper and deeper places within India, and consumers were there everywhere. So uh, as our physical reach started happening more and more, right? Mental reach was there. We started getting more and more consumer, but it took 2.5 years, 3 years to make Fogg more than 300 crore brand.
So you said when you took up agriculture, you retired basically. You were 44, 45, right? 44, 45. Then when you started your second innings, how was what was the family's reaction to it?
See, my daughter and my son, especially my daughter, she used to tell us, "Ki, Papa, don't do now because the last 20 years you have been doing nothing, just you are away from family. 15, 17 days out of home. Because in marketing, you cannot sit in a cabin or sit in at home and do marketing. You need to go to consumer, you need to do distribution, you need to do consumer research, you need to upgrade your product, you need to work a lot behind that thing. Team is there, but for team to work at top also, you should have that passion to drive that thing. So she told me, again you will spend 15 days out of home, again you're. I told her, "Ki, okay, see, I'm just 45, 46 or 47. Let me do something for next 7, 8 years, 10 years. Then 100% I will retire." So she said, okay, because otherwise what I will do, I will just go to farmland, come back home. You are still studying, you will study your thing. How I am going to spend my time? And I took 10 years from them. So 2010, 2020, that was my roadmap plan. Ki, okay, if I become successful, uh, I will go and do real passionate work for next 10 years till 2020.
20.
And then COVID came for 2 years. So 2 years again, challenging time. We came out of that thing, and 2022, as promised to my family, I gave up my majority stake to investor. I am still holding considerable stake in Vini, and I come every day. I work on brand. I cannot sit idle.
You have achieved so much as an entrepreneur. Even today, this passion you have, what keeps you motivated to do more and more, to push your boundaries, to keep traveling, to be as in, despite like giving majority stakes to the investors, still having that ownership and still, having that willingness to put that extra, put that extra effort, go that extra mile. What keeps you motivated, sir?
I don't want to sit idle. That's the only thing. I would like to do something. So I keep on working on my existing brand. I'm mentoring few other brands also, which are startup brands. So wherever I see ki, yes, I can contribute with some entrepreneur. They come and see me, and they want, if they want my mentorship, I mentor them. So I want to keep myself busy. I don't want to sit at home. So morning 10 to 6, I would like to work. After 6, okay, my family, my thing. But
What does your ideal day look like?
I start my day. See, I wake up by 6:37. Then I move around. I spend my 1 hour into doing whatever I want to do. Then after 1 hour, I go to newspaper, I read newspaper, then come back to office. So once I'm in office, I start looking for newer ideas, or is there a work for me? If it is not there, then I call people, okay, okay, come and meet me. If you want my suggestion, I'm there available. And there are 4 active brands which are already there in India, and I'm mentoring them. So they come every 10 days, 15 days to me. They come and see, okay, if they need any help, I help them into whatever way I can help.
Can you tell us what those brands are?
One or two I can tell you, two I'll not be able. One is Puro Salt, which I'm mentoring. Another is a True Good Chikki, which is based out of Hyderabad. It's a Chikki brand.
Mr. Bhupati.
Mr. Raju
Raju
Bhupati.
Bhupati.
So I'm mentoring Raju Bhupati also. There is a two-wheeler electric brand also, two-wheeler scooter brand from Pune. I'm mentoring that also. And there is one tech company. I don't know anything about tech, but I know how to connect with consumer. So I am brainstorming with them ki how their product can be reached to maximum number of consumers.
So, we spoke about Fogg, we spoke about Vini Cosmetics, we spoke about your journey, but I again want to take you a little uh, further, little behind when you just entered your family business. Were you always very sure that I'm gonna join my family business? Were you like,
There was no other option. Either my father told me, you join my business or you go and employ yourself somewhere else. And for us, being Gujarati, we always think for working for somebody versus work for yourself. So that was the thing there also. So we joined family business. It takes time. I am a BSc chemistry graduate.
how old were you when you joined your family business?
I was 26 at that point.
26.
26.
And what was your education? You were just
Uh,
telling us?
it was Bachelor of Science Chemistry was my subject. So chemistry was a mystery subject. Same was marketing is also a very mystery subject. So I never went to any institute to learn that thing. So whatever learning I have got those learning out of meeting people, understanding more and more, or going and studying all the successful brand, how they became successful. You need to understand consumer is the king. So what is their need, what are their wants, if you understand properly. And end of the day, what I have learned, the most important thing, if you have a great idea, you need to have resources to make that idea really great. Otherwise, if you're not going to spend that amount of investment behind that great idea, it will never took off. So better, if you are ready with your idea, you should be ready with your resources also.
So, a 26-year-old boy who was a BSc in chemistry, how difficult was it? What struggle you faced when you joined your family business to grasp marketing, to grasp various aspects of business?
See, it was a huge struggle because from college straight to family business, knowing nothing about business, right? And you need to learn each and every department of the business. So my father, my elder brother, they used to try me, okay, you're going to work 3 months here, 3 months here, uh, understand banking because in science at that point of time, we never used to know also how to open a bank account also. So you have to go and learn that thing. You have to learn accounting also.
It took you 7 years to actually, get hold of everything from a business point of view. What was the first product you went to your father with that, let's launch this product, and what
It
was his
was,
reaction?
yeah, it was crack.
Crack.
Crack,
Okay.
yeah, crack cream because Move was already there. Move was launched by my father and elder brother prior to me joining this thing. They have launched that thing only in Gujarat. Move was available only in Gujarat. But crack was my first idea. I went to my father and I said, if you see there is a common problem with majority of female, they have fissures, they have cracked feet, and if we can give a good product to them, because he being pharmacist, he developed one product for that thing, and that product used to heal those crack in 10-15 days time, and it was a great relief a person used to have out of those painful fissures or crack on the feet, and that idea clicked. Earlier, people used to use only Vaseline on
Yeah.
those things, but then once crack was there and still crack is there, it has not gone away. So, crack was my first idea by myself to my father.
And after that, under Paris, how many products?
After
Ideas?
that, many each guard, ring guard, Dermicool, Livon, Set Wet, Borosoft was there. Then one Rico was there, which was taken back by once I came out of 2006.
So
So Decold was there. So all household names.
even today, yeah, another thing that your all products were always that cater to the masses. So was that a thing that you wanted to create brands, you wanted to create categories that were for the masses and not a very niche category? And if
Yes.
yes, what was the mindset
No,
behind it?
it was about India being such a huge country. Whatever, if you create one idea also, you'll get a lot of consumer for that idea. So obviously that idea was for masses. And at that point of time, what I thought, from head to toe, externally, if I can find a problem which is not being solved by existing product, I used to go and grab that opportunity. So if you'll see, it was designed by thinking from head to toe, all the products, external uses, I took over that thing.
Right, right. So yeah, so even today, do you have the same excitement when you launch a product as you had back in time?
Yes, for new product, yes. Because I love that thing. I love working for newer ideas day in, day out. And I have the same energy now. But yes, now I don't run my company day to day, but my energy is still there. I can run this company for next 15 years. There is no issue.
So now does your daughter tell you that, you know, the time, I mean, the
I'm
time you gave her?
Yeah. I'm spending a lot of time at home now.
Okay.
So a lot of time with them.
Are your children equally inclined towards business? Are they like, who
No.
will take Vini Cosmetics forward?
No, my son, daughter, both, they don't want to come to my mainstream business. So my son is looking after my finances, my family office. Uh, my daughter, she doesn't want to run this particular empire. So that's the only reason I've given majority to investor. If my siblings were ready to come into this business, I could have never sold my stake to anybody.
Today, there's no dearth of ideas. Everybody is so creative. They have ideas, but I think what they don't get motivated, or they don't have the courage. They don't have the strength to believe in that idea and take it forward. So, what message you have for them?
See, I think if you have a great idea, right, don't sit back. If you don't have a courage to do yourself, go and discuss that idea with few other peoples, right? Who will have that courage to take together. So go and collaborate with somebody, right? Don't sit ideal. If you have great idea, like to advise, go after that thing. Don't hesitate, because consumer always looks for great idea, new idea, and they're ready to try your idea. Resources are required. So what I have seen, majority of new entrepreneur, they face issues with resources, right? So they need investment. But you have a great idea, there are investors available in the world who will invest into your idea. So don't shy away of your great idea. Just create that passion. Yes, you want to make this idea big, it will become big.
Can they come to you for guidance?
Anytime I'm available.
Okay. Sir, thank you so much. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing Fogg's journey and your journey with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.